All right, here we have a 2012 Chevy Equinox 2.4 liter. It will not start. It just cranks. You can hear, that it likely jumped time. So I just remove the valve cover and have my daughter crank it over. All the valves look like they are going up and down. None of them are getting stuck in the head or anything. So that is likely a good sign, or that is a good sign. So now I'm going to go ahead and stick my bore scope down in the cylinders and take a look there. And then I am going to do a cylinder leak down test just to feel better about it, and before I tell the customer they'll be okay just doing a timing job and that I don't think it bent the valves. All right.
Did he get lucky?
I'm working on it. Getting ready to put my camera down in there and do a leak down test. And the reason I'm doing this because this, is a interference engine and it can bend the valves. So let's put the camera in there and see what we see. And I could just jump straight to a leak down test, but I like using this little camera I got off of Amazon for about $70. See those, that's not a good sign in my book. See those spots there? I believe that is piston to valve contact. Let's see here. Take a picture of that. Let's look at the next one. But, the guy can, even if it is, this thing's only got 50,000 miles on it. So he could pull the head off of it, or we can pull the head off of it. And that piston's, well, I can change my camera view here. Let's see here. That's what I should have did. Let me go back to the first one. Look at the valves. Yeah, that one right there, I believe. Let's see, there's one. It's shut all the way. Let me go back to this one. Let's see. What about?
The one that you have to remove the coils and strut, the mounts, the struts, and then the hour labor extra to switch them. That's it. The guy already approved it and everything in the parts.
Yeah. Okay, that valve, let's see. That valve is definitely open there. That one's open. I think it bent those two valves right there just a little bit. Let me look at the other three just for the heck of it. Then I'm gonna do a cylinder leak down in that number one cylinder there. I'm gonna go to the downward camera to look at the piston. That one also has some shiny spots on those valves, or on the piston there. Let me get my glasses on again. So, I wish it was touchscreen. I think that would say piston to valve contact. So minimum, I see it on 2 cylinders. See the shiny parts there? All right, let me do a cylinder leak down test real quick. Got a couple leak down testers. They are actually both from Harbor Freight, I think. This is the newer one I have, because the other one gauge was all messed up. Now, like on the, Snap-on and Matco and stuff, the gauges are different. So on this one, they both, like this goes 0 to 100, but on like a Matco or something, it goes 100 to 0. So you kind of got to read it different, but same concept. So actually, I already know they're bent because my cam lobes are up. I mean, that one's not quite all the way up. Let me turn it to where that one's all the way up. And my valves was open a little bit, so I pretty much know it's bent already. And plus, I seen the valve to piston contact, the shiny spots on the scope or the camera. Now, I've never heard this car run, so the only thing you gotta worry about then is lower end. How's the lower end of the engine? But I'm gonna tell them, hey, I think you're fine just doing a head job on this if you're sure that you've never heard any lower end noise in your engine at all, because I've never heard the car run. See what happens. All right, so we have, let's see, that says 20, basically 25. So we have 75% leak down on that cylinder. Coming out the intake valve. So it definitely bent the intake valves. Okay, I had to go help somebody, so I don't remember exactly where I left off or what I said. So, with the camera, we've seen valve to piston contact on cylinder 1 and 4 minimum. Got the cylinder leak down tester in cylinder number 1. Got the cam lobes up, so the valve should be all the way shut. Let's see about these rockers they got in here. Right. Yep. Got play on the inside or the intake rockers. So that valve is bent. That valve is bent for sure. And pushed down a little bit. Shouldn't have any play in those rockers. I could probably stick a screwdriver in there and pop those rockers out. Here's the cylinder leak down test. I did turn the cams just a little bit to get the lobes completely up off of there. We have 74% leak down on cylinder number 1. So I'm gonna sell this as a head job, and I'm gonna tell the guy we cannot guarantee any part of the lower end of the engine because we have not heard it run, and that we will have to inspect the pistons visually once we get the head off. So they look good through the camera, but you got to get a good eyeball on them. So, all right, thanks for watching. And you can hear it coming right up out of the intake. And that's the intake valve. So, all right, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day.